we got that going for us. All right, we'll give it another couple minutes and then we will just jump in. All right, guys. Just got a couple messages that people are running late. We'll give it another minute or two. I said I was going to play music and then I never did I? So hopefully none of my children come downstairs this evening. That's a big hope that I have at the moment because bedtime's been a little bit rough lately, to say the least. I don't even actually know if I play Pandora, if you guys can hear that background music. But we will give it a go just in case. I'm super excited to share all this information with you, and I am recording this. It's hard for people to get on live sometimes. Can you guys even hear that music if it's on? Well, that was kind of a silly effort. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get started. We probably will have people joining us throughout our time together. And like I said, I am going to be recording this. So it will be something that people can easily hop back on and be able to catch when perhaps timing is better. Oh, okay, good. Natalie and Michelle. Now I know that you can hear the music and you can hear typing. So anyway, thanks so much for getting on this evening. Like I said, we are going to have people joining us, but we're going to go ahead and get started. And the whole reason that I wanted to do this call is that I think that there are a lot of question marks when it comes to challenge groups. You know, what is a challenge group? Why would I need a challenge group? Why would I need a health fitness coach? And I was there. I had a lot of those same questions prior to getting involved in one for myself. So I thought it might be nice to clear up any questions that you might have and just give a better explanation than is sometimes a better explanation than what you can give just like through text and through posts and you're trying to like piece things together. So I'm going to be sharing a couple things with you tonight. One is going to be a slideshow. I'll be sharing my screen so that you can see some really incredible transformations from others in our challenge group, from coaches and challengers alike, and just a little bit more of the background of, you know, how I got into all of this. And I probably, why don't I do this? I'll pull up the PowerPoint. I'm going to share my screen with y'all. Okay. So let's get this thing. All righty. So simple, why do you need a challenge group or a coach? I had the same question, you guys. I was like, what is an online community of other people sharing sweaty selfies going to do for me at all? I had no, I couldn't wrap my mind around how this could potentially be something that would make that big of an impact for me. But I did know that I was in a rut. I knew that I had been somewhat self-motivated to work out through my first to the birth of my first two children. But as we added a third child into our life and life got a little bit extra crazy, and I'm going to share some of that in just a bit, I was just in a rut. So finally I thought maybe this is something that I should check out. So I think that's something just to stay open-minded about. Having this challenge group and having access to a fitness coach is a really unique thing, because when you think about, let's say you are going to a gym and maybe you can join a gym for $10 or $15 depending on where you live. But when you go to that gym, how often are you like, okay, what do I do now that I'm here? Or you get your kids situated in childcare. This is what used to happen to me. I'd get my kids in childcare and then I'd go up and I would be on the treadmill and I would like half be working out and half be waiting for them to come get me from daycare. And then I wasn't able to really focus on me while I was there. And then the other alternative was I really wanted a personal trainer. I felt like I didn't know what to do, but I just could not fork over the money for a personal trainer. So when I learned about a challenge group and this idea of having a coach, somebody that I could ask questions to and check in with, and there was a group of people doing a similar workout with similar challenges that I was having, I just thought, well, what I'm doing isn't working, right? Like my plan and me saying I don't need that isn't really getting me anywhere. So I might as well give this a go. If you guys want to, in that chat box area, like kind of share what your health and fitness goals are right now, that would be great, just so that we kind of have an idea of what you're working towards. And I think something that's really important to keep in mind is that we have people in our challenge groups that their goal is to lose 50 pounds. We have people in our challenge group that their goal is to gain 10 pounds. We have people that their goal is to run a 5K. We have people that their goal is to run an ultra marathon. This is not something that is only for a certain type of person, because you are in charge of your bus, so to speak. You set your goals. You determine what you're working on. And it's very individualized in that essence, but it's this whole group of people that are kind of working towards their own goals that come together to support one another. You know, as you're thinking about what your health and fitness goals are, you know, what are your biggest struggles? What are the things that hold you back and that make hitting those goals not attainable? For me, it was starting to be time. I just simply did not have the time that I had to get to the gym and to get out and run. And I'm going to share a little bit more about my story when we get to that particular slide. But, you know, what is the hurdle that's holding you back? And think about why you haven't been able to break through that. For a lot of people, it's just not knowing where to start or not knowing who to ask. And that's really where we can come in and make a really big difference. Sorry, I keep checking. I keep getting messages. I want to make sure that I'm not missing anybody if they have questions about this. Okay, so we want to help you. Like, this is our goal. These are our goals as health and wellness coaches. We want to help you hit your goals. We want to help you create healthy habits to become a lifestyle. You guys, I think one of the most confusing things in the world is that 21 Day Fix is probably one of the most popular programs in the last, I don't know, decade. And I think people see the word fix and then they think, oh, I don't want a quick fix. It's not. It is a way to fix bad habits, but everything that we are about is all about creating a lifestyle that's sustainable. Nothing that we're doing is gimmicky or quick fix oriented. It's things that you can do for the rest of your life. You know, you should be active for 30 minutes a day, ideally 5 to 7 days a week now, and when you're 60 and when you're 80. You know, that's what my goal is. My goal is that when I'm a grandmother one day, that I can, go to my grandkids' soccer games and walk around and take them to Disney World and go places in a body that's able to do that. So we want to create a sustainable lifestyle. We also want to teach you guys to follow simple meal plans and to learn to incorporate whole foods into your diet and cutting out processed food. You know, when you eat crap, you feel like crap. I can be a testament of that today. I'm about to start over a 3-week pretty big nutritional reset. And I've been off of it for almost 3 months. And I really haven't cheated much because I've lost my taste for like the things that I used to crave, like ice cream and pizza, and I've cut out gluten, and I'm kind of getting off track. But anyway, I had my kids at a restaurant tonight, and we ended up just eating quesadillas and sweet potato fries and pizza, just a bunch of different kids' meals, and I feel terrible right now. So our goal is to get you to incorporate whole food into your diet and learn how, delicious whole food can be when you start to cut all the junk out. When you're feeding your body well, it's going to treat you better. We want to show you how you can work out for about 30 minutes a day and have real results. I did not think that was possible. I was the biggest skeptic. I was used to working out for hours and hours a week and still not having results. So for me, it was a big mindset shift to go from running for 2 hours to a 30-minute workout that I did in my house, or going to CrossFit for an hour and killing it for 60 minutes and then doing a 22-minute workout. Like, I had a really hard time coming around to see that, but I'm a believer. It's totally legit. These workouts are amazing, and there are so many. There's one that can meet your needs for sure. We're here to help you with your accountability. We do daily check-ins. Your coach will check in with you whatever you determine that you need, whether that's weekly or bi-weekly or at the end of every 3 weeks, or however you want to decide it. We provide that accountability. You're going to have bad days. We have bad days. I can't tell you how many times after being a coach now for almost 2 years, what motivates me to get up and work out is seeing everybody else already saying that they're doing it. And especially the person that says, I didn't want to do it today, but it's done. And I think if that person did it, then I can do it. And it's kind of a ripple effect. So we are here for accountability and motivation. And we're also here to help you guys feel confident and happy and just really good about yourself. Coaches are just ordinary people making others feel extraordinary. That is really what our goal is. We've been lifted up by these groups and by our own coaches, and we want to pay it forward. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I came to be in this, in a challenge group to begin with. So, we moved to Lexington about 2.5 years ago, and shortly thereafter had our third baby. We were in a new city. We didn't have like a support network around. We didn't have any family in town. My husband had a new job, and we also lost my father-in-law. And it was the first time we had experienced the death of a parent. And I was just really struggling. There was a lot of tension and a lot of stress. And when you think about the most, when they say the most stressful things in your life are like having a child, experiencing the loss of a loved one, moving, all of those things were happening at one time. And, I've been a super happy person my entire life, always glass half full type personality. And I found myself just literally going through the motions each day, trying to make it to nap time, trying to make it to the end of the day. And then each week would say, just make it to the weekends, And when I said I was doing that regularly, I think it started in January when I found out we were moving. And it wasn't until November that something like I heard it, and I was like, I can't live like this. I had always worked really hard to stay fit, as I just said a moment ago. I'm the type of person that has always run and went to CrossFit and did all of this stuff, and I felt like I was working out harder than anybody else that in my peer group that was a new mom, and I was not having any of the results that I wanted. I really wanted to hire a trainer. I just couldn't fork over that kind of money and feel okay about it. I had no idea how to eat the proper amount. Looking back, I was completely under eating and over exercising. And of course I wasn't losing weight because my body was just storing everything. And I just felt like I could not keep my head above water. I needed something to jolt me out of this place that I was in and kind of get back to me and spend some time on me, make myself a priority. And timing is everything. This next time that my girlfriend asked me to do a challenge group, I had no reason not to try it. I felt like I had tried everything, and almost, I can't say like the next day, but within a week or so, I was already starting to feel so much better. And I was realizing that making the changes that I was making and starting to invest in myself and reading things that were changing the way that I looked at myself and looked at the world around me was having an incredibly positive impact on every aspect of my life, not just the health and fitness stuff, but managing my stress better with the kids and being calmer and having more patience. And it was just like a ripple effect into everything. And here is I got started for the first time after my third baby. On the left-hand side, I am probably 4 months postpartum. And on the right side here, my day 60 pictures of Max 30, I'm like 6 months postpartum. And this was after our fourth baby was born. And it says down here on day 1, I'm 2 months postpartum. And then day 60, I'm 4 months postpartum. So, earlier so far, the timing wasn't right for me, but when I was open to trying this, it just made a huge difference. And I said, these groups saved me. I finally started to feel like me again and realized I needed to focus on my whole health, mind, body, and soul. And I really enjoyed that in the challenge groups, there wasn't just a focus on do your workout, eat well, but also the community of like-minded women doing the same thing, sharing their struggles, and really like forging friendships, these virtual friendships. It sounds crazy, but it's so true. And there's also a big focus on personal development and taking care of your mind and your spirit. And it sounds nuts, but it makes a really big difference in how you view yourself and how you place value on your well-being. I finally learned how to eat for my body, and that has been huge. I thought I was eating healthy just because I was eating clean, but my portions were so out of whack. And even on my craziest days, even on the most challenging days with young kids and balancing work and being a wife and taking care of the house and everything else, I realized that I could fit in 30 minutes. It's 2% of my day. There's no reason why I can't make 30 minutes for myself. And I had the support of the group to help teach me that. And I'm talking about how I did it. I started drinking Shakeology. I started using the portion control system in my challenge group. I got started personally with PiYo, and then I did Max 30. And since then, I've tried almost every program. I want to share with you guys some stories of our challengers and coaches that I think are really inspirational. And I'm not going to read all of this verbatim. I'm just going to kind of talk through who some of these people are and what their stories are. But this is Emma. She's been a diabetic for about 20 years. And she had a really hard time finding something that worked for her. She had a poor reaction to insulin and has tried many different methods and ways to deal with her condition with little positive results. She says in here that she's been asked if she was pregnant every week since she was 20 because of her constant bloating. And she has a really hard time with a lot of different protein drinks and meal replacements because of a gluten and dairy intolerance. She was going through some hard stuff when she joined our challenge group. She just lost her job. She gained weight. She and her husband weren't in the best spot. She was back on insulin, trying to give it another try and wasn't feeling well. And, this is a gal that also had a brain tumor removed. And she says that prior to joining the challenge group, she was at the lowest place she'd ever been. And she saw a post from her coach online and decided she wanted to give this a try. She's now one of the strongest coaches on our team. She's found this sense of community and friends from all over the place and just an incredibly supportive network. But beyond that, you guys, her health has been amazing. She hasn't been to her family doctor, had a cold, gotten sick or nauseated from anything, which is something she was regularly dealing with in ages. And it's really prepared her also mentally to work through the infertility journey that she and her husband are on at this moment. So another thing she wanted me to share with you all is that it took her 2 tries to get through the 21-day fix. So if you get started and it seems like it's not the best fit or you're overwhelmed, don't give up. And that's what we're here for, to keep you guys pushing and show you that you can do hard things. Here's Tracy. Tracy's a 46-year-old mama, works full-time. You can see she was having some problems with weakness in her legs, poor circulation, some back and hip pain. She was really scared to exercise because she had had some previous falls, so she was just nervous to, how her body would handle any exercise. So she kind of eased into this. She woke up one day though and decided that she was ready to get going. She has done 21-day fix, Shakeology, Country Heat, and PiYo, and in 4.5 months she has lost 30 pounds. She looks amazing, and she's also recently become a pretty rock star coach on our team. That's the thing, you guys, like when you think about working with a coach, so to speak, like these are all challengers. These are all people like you that have been where you are and are just looking for a solution. And we found a solution that works and then want to share it with others and help others find that same happiness. Laura. So Laura is a great example, I think, of kind of like a constant skeptic. She'll say it on her own, but I think it maybe took me over a year of asking her to join us and to give this a shot. She was like, I can do it on my own. I don't really like working out at home. I'm never going to do it. I'm never going to stay motivated. I can't work out at home. Not going to work for me. I can't work out at home. And here she is. Look at this lady. She's lost 45 pounds and gone from a size 14, 16 to a size 6. She is in her 40s as well and has 2 small kids. So she knows a hectic lifestyle. I think the best thing about watching Laura's transformation is getting to see her just confidence rise, but her you can see how empowered she feels just in talking to her and listening to her story. It's been incredible, incredible, incredible to witness. Here's another one of our challengers, and I think that she wanted to make sure that we told you all that she was super nervous about staying committed. Starting a program and quitting a program was something that she was just concerned about. But for her, having that community of like-minded women was huge. Knowing that there was other women out there that are facing some of the same hurdles that she was, keeps her working and keeps her pushing through. Again, she's learned so much about her mindset and how it plays a big role in healthy living. And again, when I was sharing with you guys, the mindset piece is so big because when, life isn't all rainbows and butterflies, right? We all have crappy days. We all have bad things happen. Lost jobs, sick family members, relationship problems, like that is real life. But you can't just shelf yourself and say, well, I'm going to worry about me tomorrow. I'm going to take care of me later. You've got to find a way to make yourself a priority. And that's really what we help you do. And when you do that, it teaches you how to work through other challenges and gives you the sense of resolve that you can do anything. Maddie, I think is great to include here because, back to these groups are for everybody. Maddie's a great athlete. She's a runner. She just smoked the half marathon in Cincinnati this past weekend. But she wanted to up her game when it came to racing and didn't have the time to do cross training the way that she wanted to. So she started with Shakeology and 21-day fix, 21-day fix extreme as her cross training. And it's really increased her strength and her endurance when it comes to her racing. She just, I think, shaved off maybe 6 minutes off of her half marathon time this past weekend and ran a 1:52. So for those of you that are runners or swimmers or have another fitness area that you think, oh, I don't need this, like just be open-minded to the fact that mixing things up is important. Your body gets used to what you're doing, and being able to introduce really great workouts that change muscle groups and change movement easily is not always something easy to do. So for Maddie, this has been a great way to just increase her training. Here's Christy. I love seeing all these again. So Christy's another one that told me no for months, that she could do it on her own, but for her, the biggest pushback was cost, and that she didn't want to throw money away. She said down here she was overall just so worried about the cost of Shakeology, but when she broke it all down, she was spending way more than $4 a day on unhealthy fast food meals. Okay, so, I know that cost is a deterrent for a lot of people, but you have to think about this as that you're investing in yourself. And one thing to know is that we offer a 100% money back guarantee. So if you are dissatisfied, if you give it your all for the length of a program or for 30 days of Shakeology and it doesn't do it for you, you get all your money back. Like, there's no risk there. And I think that's really important to understand. We're not out here to trick anybody. We're out here sharing this stuff because it really can change your life. But if for some reason it doesn't work for you, you can get your money back. So Christy was a gal that said no for quite a while. And this is from March to October. So, and these aren't even actually her March pictures. She didn't want to share her initial March pictures, but this is late spring to October, and she's just had incredible success. She has 2 little boys, works full-time as an occupational therapist, was somebody that said she could never work out in the morning. There's no way at all, and she's an early morning workouter now. And then here's Sarah. So this is another great example of busy mom, has 3 small kids, didn't know how to fit it in, but really was feeling lost and didn't know how to start. So this is her before picture and then her after picture. Her before picture is probably taken, I'm trying to think, there's probably about a year in between these pictures. But again, she has 3 small kids, works outside the house. And again, it's just about having other people tell you constantly, I don't have any time either. I'm really busy as well. I have kids. I have a job. How can we make this work? Let's pick apart your day. Let's find 30 minutes. I know there's 30 minutes in there. And oftentimes people will tell me there's not. When we push back a little bit and help them work through, they're able to find that pocket of time. And in that pocket of time, you can change your life. And then here's another girl before we move on. She's busy mom, in her mid-40s, teacher, very, very busy lifestyle, and had totally felt like I was feeling. We connected on that feeling of just feeling really overwhelmed and lost. And how do you take care of yourself when you are so busy taking care of everybody else? And Michelle has had tremendous success. She is probably the biggest advocate for challenge groups when it comes to being positive, and that these groups have just really changed the way that she approaches every aspect of her life, and the positivity that she's learned in these groups she kind of sprinkles everywhere. But she's also had great results. Something that you just got to know, we will do this together. We're in this with you. We will help you determine what you need to do, how you need to get started, and be there to pick you up on the days that it seems like it's impossible. So our process is super easy. What we recommend is getting started with a challenge pack, joining our challenge group, and get results. You decide, commit, succeed, okay? And we're here to help you along that process. Now, I'm sure your first question is, what is a challenge pack? That's when you get started with Shakeology and a program. I've got to talk really fast. The reason that we recommend that is because it's threefold, right? You have your nutrition with Shakeology. So if you are like, I hate vegetables, I can't eat healthy, I can't eat clean, isn't it good to know that 1 meal a day, you're getting really good stuff in your system, and then we can slowly work on that diet as you move forward? So you're getting the nutritional aspect. You are getting the fitness aspect because you have a plan. You know that you are supposed to work out depending on what you choose 5 days a week or 6 days a week for this many minutes. We can help you work that into your life. And then you're getting the support, which is a huge component here. When you get a gym, you don't have somebody walking around holding your hand telling you this is what you should do and this is what you should eat. But we're able to kind of be accessible 24 hours a day. Now, is your coach available every minute of the day? Not necessarily, but you have this group of people that you can ask a question and you might get 10 responses before your coach can get back to you. So it's just a really, really great way to get started. You can move. You kidding? Let's see. Well, let's see if, okay. Okay, so what do you think of, you know, if your initial thought is I can't pick one program, we have this thing called Beachbody On Demand in which you can access hundreds and hundreds of hours of workouts all in one place. You can stream it. We have apps for iPhone and iPad, Android. You can watch it on your computer. I use it all the time and rarely use my discs anymore. But when I say there's lots of content, look at all of these workouts that just come with Beachbody On Demand. This isn't you paying a cent more. So if somebody buys a program, they get that program. When you have Beachbody On Demand, you have access to all of this stuff. And, you know, some of the newest ones are on there. T25 is on there. 21 Day Fix Extreme is on there. Hammer and Chisel is on there. The new 3-week yoga retreat. And then some of the oldies but goodies. You know, all of the P90X series. All of Shanti's old insanities. Plus, there are exclusives. There are new workouts dropped by each of the trainers every so often. Like if you were to hit on this Tony's BOD exclusives, there are another 5 workouts in there. So if you're somebody that needs a lot of variety and doesn't want to commit to one program, this is a great way to get your feet wet. On Beachbody On Demand, you have access to obviously all of the workouts, but you also, if you see over here on the right, have the workout calendar, the nutritional plan, trackers. You can print out sheets and calendars to keep yourself organized. Just a really great option. And there are live extras all of the time that you can access. There's also Fixate, which is a cooking show by Autumn Calabrese that's on there. I think every other Friday they're doing a new release of a show, so that's another really cool thing. So when you are looking at what you get, so most of these fitness programs are valued at a minimum, if you buy them on their own, anywhere from $60 to $120, depending on what program. Like I think that some of the P90As are maybe $100 or $120 if you buy just the program. So that's kind of like a baseline for that. The 30 premium meals of Shakeology, the servings come in 30-day servings. I don't know why I said it that way. And that's $140. Meal plan and shopping list. So you get not only with your program will you get meal plans and shopping lists, but that's something we do in the challenge group is give you meal plans, recipes. We try to keep those updated very regularly. You also get a 30-day free Beachbody On Demand trial with every challenge pack purchase. So you have access to that Beachbody On Demand for 30 days. You have that daily accountability through the support group. So we have 2 options. You can be in the Facebook groups. They're private groups. When I say challenge groups, that's where we're running them. But there's also an app called My Challenge Tracker, which is like a MyFitnessPal. You can get in and log your workouts that you drank your Shakeo, what you're doing that day, and also stay plugged in that way. So whatever works best for you. And I think that, it is like you have a trainer with you all the time, just that lives in your pocket or your living room that can tell you exactly what to do and yell at you when you need to go harder. And like I said, I was a big skeptic. I didn't think that I would be motivated by somebody on the television, but you find different trainers that you just really vibe with, and they can definitely push you. Another option is that you can add on to any challenge pack what we call the 3-day refresh. You can add that on for an extra $40. So it would make a challenge pack Kickstarter package, which would be Shakeology plus a program plus this 3-day refresh, which is a 3-day detox, for $180. So that's just an option. And your coach that invited you here tonight, or the person that invited you here tonight, can talk to you more about this. But if you're looking to really kickstart weight loss and you want to kind of clean out your system and get a fresh start, this is valued at like $75. So being able to add it on for $40 is a really good option. I've done it 3 times. I never thought I would do a cleanse, but it's totally safe. It's not starvation. You get to eat real food on it. So all of the things about it kind of were comfortable to me. So I gave it a try and I love it. Okay, so now for the goods. I am going to, in just a minute when we pop off, put a link to a Google form in the event page for you to fill out to enter your name for the $50 gift card, okay? The code word that it's going to ask you for is superfood. So if you are still with me and you have watched this long, make sure that as soon as this thing kicks me off in 3 minutes, you jump back into that event page, fill out the Google form, answer the questions, enter the code word superfoods, and we will have a drawing. It's to whatever store you choose. So if you want to buy yourself something, great. If you want to choose a store with holidays coming up that you can get gifts for other people, that's awesome too. And a bonus gift. So anyone who purchased a challenge pack before midnight on Friday will go into a drawing to win a tub of our pre-workout drink Energize. So to be qualified to win Energize, just post a picture of either your confirmation email or order receipt in the event page. So you can kind of crop it to make sure your information isn't seen, but post that in there and we will do a drawing on, like I said, you post it before midnight Friday, then we'll do a drawing. I think that is it. Stop the share. Go back to this. All right. So I know we just have a couple minutes left before we get kicked off. I'm thankful for those of you that joined us. Hopefully we answered a lot of questions and showed you why these challenge groups are so valuable. There's a lot of different ways to get started, so I encourage you to reach out to the person that invited you to be here this evening. Chat with them about options. They'll be able to answer any questions that I didn't get a chance to answer for you, and we would love to see you join our Fit Fam. All right, I hope you guys have a great evening, and we'll talk soon.